Hiya crafty folks, Amy here with Amy's Wares, and I am so excited to talk to you about the new bling. So if you watched my intro video for April of 2026, you'll see that there's 6 brand new color bling colors in the lineup at a Colorful Life Designs. Now, first of all, so I don't forget, you can use my coupon AMYFAN10 at checkout at a Colorful Life Designs and save 10% on your complete order. And you can use that for anything in the shop other than the Master Creator bundles. So what I want to show you today is some color inspiration, kind of showing you where these fall in the lineup, maybe comparing them to some other colors that have already been released so you can see the difference. And also a couple popular ink brand lines that you can use in tandem with this to help you get an idea of what these colors actually look like in person. Because I know sometimes the photographs are a little bit hard to see, and sometimes online it's not always very accurate. So I'm hoping that by comparing these to ink colors that you have potentially in your stash, then you'll have a better idea of what these colors actually look like and what they'll work well with if you're using inks on your paper projects. So if you aren't familiar, if you're just tuning in, welcome. These are little packages of card bling. You can see they come in all different sizes, like 3 different sizes. They're all labeled. They have this little sticker on the back. I usually go through and write the month that they came out because I have all the colors. I just haven't done that yet. But these 6 are the first to come out in a while. There was kind of a big gap. She was releasing them with a lot of different releases, and there's actually over 130 colors in the shop, if you can believe it. I'll show you here in a moment. There are loads to choose from, but I got to help her kind of pick out ones that were maybe filling in some gaps in the collection. So that's what I want to talk to you about today. I've got these little containers. You can pull out half of them. I'll link those as well below. Anything that you want that I've referenced, I'll try and remember to link it. If you expand and scroll down, you'll find those details, but I did get those from Amazon. Okay, so these are the 6 new colors. We have Crystal Iris Bali Breeze, Lucky Charms Mix, Glossy White Stars, which is fun. This is the first that's not like round in the lineup. Opalescent Gotham Gray, Crystal Iris Wild Orchid, and Moonshine. Okay, so I'm going to go through first of all and show you comparing and contrasting a couple of these. Now, this is different enough. I don't think there's anything even remotely similar to it in the lineup, so I don't really have anything to compare it to. You can see it's actually kind of gray on the side, but then it reflects this gorgeous, I don't know, peachy color. It's very unique. It's super fun. And I'll talk more about that. But there isn't really anything in the lineup similar to that from what I have deduced. So that one is definitely really unique and fun. Now this purple one, again, there's some other purples in the lineup, but this one I felt like when I compared it with other ones, actually, let me see if there's any purples that I should compare this with for you. I've got my pinks and my purples together. You can see even just by glancing at it, maybe it's quite different in the way that it reflects. So you have some light purples, dark purples, and again, they all have different finishes, so that kind of determines what kind of colors it throws around when the light hits it and things like that. But this one I just thought was really pretty, and it's kind of pinky purple, but it has that reflective finish. Anyway, so I wanted to show you Crystal Iris Bali Breeze. You can see it's kind of a turquoise, and it's got a green finish, very mermaid feel. But I wanted to show you the ones that read a little bit more green in the lineup. So you have Opalescent Lanai, Luminous Oasis, and Crystal Opaque Jade Isle. And you can see, looking at these read just a little bit more green versus blue on this. So I wanted to just show you side by side on that. So you could see this one is still blue-green, but it's definitely, to me, other than the finish, it feels a little bit more turquoisey. And it felt different than some of the other blues in the lineup. So again, that's why I kind of voted for this one. I thought this one looked great. And it's just so cool. It reminds me of mermaid scales, fish scales, all those sorts of things. Okay. And then the other one I wanted to compare with you, and you may have seen me compare this in the intro video. This moonshine is probably my new favorite. Now, in the past, we've had Crystal Iris Aurora Borealis and Luminous White. And you can see next to each other, they don't look crazy different, particularly these two. But there is a big difference, and I will show you that. See, this Crystal Iris Aurora Borealis, you can see it pulls all these different colors, which is great. But if you want it to be more of a neutral, then you might want something more like this moonshine. Now, this one was kind of closer to what I was looking for. And you can see I've used most of them. But these actually have a solid white core. I don't know if you can see that. Whereas the moonshine is actually clear all the way through. So I want to show you something interesting in terms of the lights that this finish kind of throws around. When you put it in this black container, it looks almost yellow. Whereas if you put it in gray, it just doesn't, it's not as dramatic. I guess in this lighting, it's still kind of showing the same. But I found that when it's in a lighter situation, like, for example, I'll put it on white. Here you go. This is what I was trying to show. Look at that. So when you see the same finish on white, it pulls a very different feeling color. Whereas if it's on dark, it pulls almost more yellow. So again, you just want to factor that into whatever kind of background you're working on. That might kind of determine the color. Whereas if, I'm going to just not use this gray one because it's not showing much of a difference. Whereas this moonshine, I'm going to do white and black. You can see it kind of stays true neutral. Okay, so it's just a matter of preference. They're both great. I love them both. But I was very excited to have one that was kind of a true neutral like this. Trying not to launch these all over the place. So again, this is the moonshine. And then let me do this with luminescent white. I'm trying to show you. It's just more solid. It's got this white core. So it's just not as translucent. So it'll just be a little bit more visible, I guess, on your card. So just wanted to show you the difference between these neutrals. I will be grabbing for all three of these, no doubt. I love the neutrals, especially if I can't find an exact match or if I just want it to be neutral and not kind of take away from anything in my design. I'll kind of gravitate towards these. So again, that's the new moonshine. Now, the main thing I wanted to show you here today is some color inspiration. So the moonshine and the glossy white, I'm going to kind of take out of the mix because there's not really anything to compare with that. This one, this opalescent Gotham Gray, is a little interesting because, let me put it on white so you can see. It really, truly does pick up whatever's around it. So on this pure white, you can see it's really kind of showing that gray and the orange, peachy orange, which I absolutely love. But I did work with it just yesterday, and I had a much deeper, it wasn't a true orange, it was still like a very dark peach, and it still looked amazing. So I feel like it's a bit of a shapeshifter. But I did want to give you a couple options that may inspire you on colors you could use in your design. So Tattered Rose, this is a knockout color. I don't find myself reaching for this much, but I should because it's absolutely gorgeous. So if you have Distress Oxide or Distress ink, I encourage you to kind of give this a go because look at the gorgeous peachy color that is. And then this is Catherine Pooler Cashmere, which is much less pink, but I thought it still looked really nice. Now let me put these next to it and you can kind of see they look great with both. I think especially the Tattered Rose, but I wanted to pull something. If you can think of something from Catherine Pooler, there was a kind of a peachy color that I was thinking of using. Let me think if I can find it. Maybe Dreamsicle is probably too orange. There was one color that was a bit more peachy. Actually, let me try Quartz. Let me see what Quartz looks like next to this. Yeah, that's probably too pink. trying to remember. Oh, I think it was clay mask. I think when I was searching, I thought it was a little bit too orange. But honestly, it'll dry back a little bit, but it would still, you can see it still works because when it pulls that orange, it looks really nice. But I have to say that Tattered Rose is probably my favorite. Now, this was undoubtedly the hardest to match. So if you have any suggestions on colors that might be a good fit for that, do let me know. But honestly, I believe it's like a magical shapeshifter sort of blingage. So, yeah, those are just some ideas for that. So clay mask, cashmere, or tattered rose are some options for that. Now, Crystal Iris Bali Breeze. This one was a lot easier. I felt like peacock feathers or all that jazz for Catherine Pooler. So I'm going to show you these next to each other. And again, Catherine Pooler will always dry back a little bit lighter than it shows when you first put it down. But I'm going to show this next to it. You can see it's just so pretty. Yeah, that Catherine Pooler looks really dark, but I promise it will lighten up. But look how pretty that looks next to it. So that's a good inspiration for Crystal Iris Bali Breeze. Got peacock feathers and all that jazz. And again, if you have suggestions for any of these, even for other ink lines that are popular, these are just the ones that I use the most. So this is kind of what I had to pull from. But if you have other popular ink lines and things like that, maybe like Simon Says Stamp or Altenew or something like that, if you want to contribute what you think is a good match based on these colors, then by all means, let me know. Okay, now Crystal Iris Wild Orchid. This one is fun. And again, I feel like this one is a little bit of a shapeshifter, not only because of the finish, but because it's kind of pink and purple. So I was kind of drawn to a couple different Distress Oxides because, I don't know, I feel like even though he added some purples towards the end, I feel like it's still a little bit limited. So I grabbed Wilted Violet and Dusty Concord. I feel like you could use either of these for sure. Just going to put a little swatch down of both. And then Verbena, I felt like was a great match. I probably should have done this one first because it's going to need to dry. But they're kind of a muted, these two are kind of a muted pinky purple. You can see this one's a little bit more pink. And this is kind of, I feel like, in between the two, which to me felt like a really good match with this. But look at that. It's just gorgeous. And again, it's going to pull the colors around it, so it never has to be a perfect match. See, look at that. When the light hits it a certain way, I feel like it really reads that Wilted Violet color. Isn't that so pretty? I just love that. Okay, so that's some inspiration for Crystal Iris Wild Orchid. And then finally, and this one, again, this one has so many colors, so it's a bit of a cheat. You could really probably use any sort of green. But I felt like, in terms of this kind of core green, I felt like Lucky Clover and Pine Needles. And then the lighter, it looked to me like Twisted Citron. And then in Catherine Pooler, we have Mardi Gras. So I'm going to start with the Mardi Gras to get that one going. You can see it's just such a perfect clovery sort of color. Okay, we've got Twisted Citron, got Pine Needles, and we've got Lucky Clover. Oh, that's interesting seeing those next to each other. And so I'm just going to kind of dump these out, and you can see they work. I feel like they work with all of them. Now, some of these you can see have a finish that's really pulling some red. So maybe you don't like those. Maybe you kind of pick through what you do want. Usually that's what I'll do if I'm using a mix. Looks like there's even some blue in here. So lots of different colors to choose from, but I kind of just went based on the greens because I feel like that's the sort of dominant color. But these would be great for a shaker, for a nice variety, or you could kind of pick and choose the colors. And this one is called Lucky Charms Mix. So I hope you found this helpful in terms of identifying what these colors are similar to. Like I said, I know it's not always easy to gauge. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Please let me know if you found this helpful. I'll be sure to do something like this in the future if she releases more bling. But do be sure to check out all the inspiration this month from the design team. There's so many great stencils in the shop to choose from, and then obviously this new card bling as well. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please hit the thumbs up and consider subscribing, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.